Just like the sun rises every morning with a promise, I once rose with dreams of a better life, a fair chance, a brighter tomorrow. But now, the only warmth I feel is from that same sun scorching the cracked earth beneath my feet. The pastures have dried up, not because I didn't work hard, but because the gates to opportunity were never meant for people like me. It's as if greener pastures only exist for the chosen few, the privileged, the connected, and the rest of us, we are left to survive in the dust. So now we are asking ourselves questions. Is the young generation safe? This is a question that we must all answer, not with slogan, not with silence, but with the truth. This is not just a documentary. This is the voice of millions of young Kenyans who are crying in silence. They were told education is key, but after the books came locked doors. No jobs, no opportunities, no future. Over 5 million young Kenyans today are jobless. Degrees in their pockets, regrets in their hearts. Some are in the streets, not by choice, but because no one gave them an option. I am Sharon Wamboi, a graduate with a bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship and enterprise management. And I am here to tell a story that no one talks about. I am here to speak for the millions of young Kenyans who are suffering in silence.
My name is David Bwabu Sandula. I'm a creative artist. I'm an MC. I'm 25 years old. I come from Kakamega County. Okay, as a young person in Kenya, naweza sema unemployment nini wase wengi sana kama mimi basically. Unaweza pata say gava I create that opportunity. Wanasema wana create but uioni. Najua hao ni kusema tu. But at the end of the day, hao ndo wanajienrich. Sisi huku chini tunabaki bila majob.
Well, my name is Elvis Moro. I come from a small town called Muranga, and professionally I'm a land surveyor. Mimi nilisomea tu hapa Kasarani, Nairobi, a school known as RCMRD. Yeah. Well, unemployment is real, and it can be very depressing, especially when you had very big expectations after school. I would do this, but when you come out here, the reality faces you, or you face reality, and it can really have a toll on your mental state. It can lead to depression, feeling low self-esteem. Yeah.
I'm Nixon Bovi. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Machakos but currently living in Nairobi, Kasarani. Okay, naingia shule September. I'm going to study filming and TV production. Currently, sifikiri education inasaidia watu wengi huku Kenya kutafuta job. Juu ukiangalia, most of the youths hawapewi hiyo opportunity. Unapata tu wanaishia tu huko kwa streets kutafuta kazi lakini hawapati.
Okay, me personally nime experience mental health struggles na experience ilikuwa worse. Na siwezi taka msee ifanyikie, unaona? Because me by the way mimi nilitafuta wera hadi sasa bado natafutanga. Siku hizi ni kama degree imekuwa tu ni kama wewe another usual paper. Unaweza andika tu uitupe huko. Ndio hata siku hizi nalalia ni kama pili. Nasema nilisoma tu. Naona imekuwa tu kama karatasi ya kawaida. Cause mimi nilitafuta kazi for long. Na ile uko zile za mkoro wako sasa hiyo amesema wewe pale imefika wewe ishi. Naona anasema wewe jitafutie kazi. Utapata hauna kazi. Ndio umeanza kujikalisha. Hauna someone to look after, to look up to yani. Utapata sasa hiyo ina kudrain mentally. Unaona? Unafikiria sasa mimi ndadu kwa hii life. Wote niko na nini yani? Sieriko tu ni jimadi. Unaona? As in, it's so hurting, sio poa. Na mimi sitaki ifanyikie msee yote. Mimi naweza sema mental health iko taken seriously kwa hii community ya sai na especially men. Men najua pendi kujibonga because tuliambiwa ngoa tukianza kugrow. Wanaume ni kung'ang'ana. But mimi nataka kutoa hiyo notion. Wanaume tuambiane ukweli. Si ati kujibonga ati ita bring down your masculinity. Unaget? So mimi nasema sai mental health that's unapata sai kuna rise of femicide na killings.
My name is Ruth Kahora and I am a pharmaceutical technologist. I've been into practice for more than a decade. I have experience both in hospital pharmacy and community pharmacy. I would say our young generation is at risk. The environmental factors and the way we are leading our lives, it's at risk. Nothing is of advantage or benefiting the young people. They are exposed to risking behaviors that threaten their health, be it workspace or the lifestyle. They are all at risk, and health is one a factor that is being threatened at the moment. Mental wellness in young people, like I said, young people are in the journey. They are not sick, and they are not, they don't have these ailments, but leading with their actions and their lifestyle behaviors, they are likely and they are at risk of getting to get these mental illnesses.
Sponsors, sugar daddies, blessers, nice name for dark truth. Over 3 million young girls and boys engage in transactional sex, not for pleasure, but for survival, for food, for pads, for rent, for dignity. Some become mothers before they turn 18. Over 380,000 teenage pregnancies have been recorded yearly. Many drop out, others take desperate routes. Unsafe abortions silently take lives every day.
Well, sponsorship culture is actually a real thing. And by now, I think everyone will get to experience it, because when we were young, we used to believe in love. We used to believe oni manzi yangu, tutagrow, tutafanya. But then, when you are out here, you get to experience a lot of things. Grown men, the ages of our fathers and grandfathers, after your girlfriend. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because her too, wako na pesa, wako na nini. You cannot be able to take your girlfriend to Diani, to Dubai for shopping. But the old man out here is someone that is well managed. And so it is this sponsorship culture. It's a bad thing for relationships, for young relationships. Yeah.
Most of the youths relationships zao hazidumu juu ukiangalia due to your unemployment, hawako financially stable. Most of them kuna wenye wana admire lifestyle fulani, so unapata wako na mipango ya kando ambayo itaweza kuwapea pesa ya kujisustain. So unapata relationships za mayouth hazidumu, zina break up for time tu kidogo, hazikai sana.
Kwa majina naitwa Kevin David. Niko na miaka 26. Naishi Nairobi, Kasarani, lakini nimezaliwa Mariakani. Mimi ni baba na mimi ni MC, na mimi ni dancer, mimi ni DJ pia. Tunapiga solo hapa nchini Kenya. Tunafikiria kuhusu masponyo. Okay, kuna watu wana benefit na usponyo, lakini kuna watu inakuwa mbaya sana kwao. Kwa mfano, me according to me, usponyo sio kama is all about age ama ati msia amekula sana ama ati nini. Mimi kwa mfano naweza kuwa niko na do kabisa na niko na, kwa mfano kuna demo ako chini yangu na miaka 2 na miaka 3. Wezi nitasponyo. Ile kitu iko ni najaribu kuprovide yule demo ndio ana uwezo sababu ni mpenzi wangu. Unaona? Lakini kuna wale wanahesabu kama sponyo juu huo demo ana uwezo mwingine completely. Ana depend kwako tu peke yake. So unasikia leo nenda sherehe na mbaba wangu. Anaita mbaba ama sponyo sababu ni mimi nasimamia kila kitu kutoka kwa nduthi mpaka stage ama bolt nilipie, anaita sponyo. But this is sponyo is all about do yenye namprovidea. Ikinga kwa sponyo ya wazee sponyo ya ukweli, mimi nasema mwache hiyo story. Madem, pigeni hustle tafadhali. Si madem peke yao, mpaka maboy unapata kuna mama anakuprovidea kila kitu, anabeba gari. Lakini mkosana tu kidogo hivi, jua vitu, uchague vitu mbili, utafilisika, atachukua vitu vyake vyote ama atakuua. Tuache sponyo, pigo sponyo na akili zako. Mimi kama baba wa mtoto mmoja ama wawili, naweza patia my youth, in case kama uko kwa relationship, nime happen tu mtu wako amepata ball, mazee msitoe, sababu you never know huyo ni nani. Kwa mtu mnaweza mtupa ni ndio kwa bahati yenu, na kwa day inaweza kuwa God alipompatia tu hiyo yai moja tu peke yake. Kwa hivyo msitoe ball, msipende advice ya kutoa ball, acheni tu wazaliwe. Na venye tu hata Sauti Sol alisema anakujanga na sahani yake. Sahani yake siku hizi ni Mungu ana provide, mnakula na mtoi atakuwa very great kwa hii country yetu ya Kenya. Na wale pia tukiingia wale wanazaa mapema pia, ukiwa kwa relationship kama uko na mtu wako, mjikinge mkifanya mapenzi, mjikinge mkiangalia age. Lakini kama amefika age yenyewe mnaona tu mnaweza leo mtoi na muoane, it's okay.
My name is Elizabeth Kamau. I'm below 35 years. I'm from Kiambu County, but currently living in Nairobi, Kasarani area. I'm a mom of 1, and currently I'm running my own business, a grocery business. Sponsorship culture in our society, okay, to me, it's not a good thing because it is immoral. Kwa watu wengine, it may be okay, yeah, because in our society we don't have opportunities. Most of the youth don't have opportunities to work. The second thing, it's peer pressure, because I want to live the way my friend is living. Abortion in our society these days, people are embracing it, of which it's not good at all, because tunajua sisi wote abortion is a crime, and then maybe you are going to undergo that abortion and it's going to affect you. You're not going to have any baby. Yeah, so we should avoid a lot of early family planning and doing abortions. Early pregnancies in teenagers, especially in our economy, it's not good, because these kids need a lot of care. They need provision, and in our society we don't have opportunities. So to me, early pregnancy, it should not be something that we need to embrace.
When it comes to abortion, it is prevalent in our young people. Again, it's because of lack of reproductive health education. And being that it's illegal in Kenya, any abortion that is done in Kenya, and now the numbers are rising, But any abortion that is done in Kenya, it's done illegally. So if a mistake happens in the process, there's nowhere that these people can report. We don't even have the actual data for the abortions that are happening among our young people. When it comes to issue about sponsors and that lifestyle, I would say again, it's because those are the adverse effects of the social media, because you want to be in a particular position as fast as possible without having to walk your way to that position. Because of social media, you've seen my peer is driving. I also want to drive a car, but you don't want to walk through to getting that car. You don't want to walk the journey. So you'll find the culture of getting sponsors, young girls moving with older men, just because they are taking care of them, just because they are giving them a lifestyle that themselves can't afford, a lifestyle that themselves have not worked for. I'd say it's not a good thing, because when you, with longevity, with the view of long term, these people, they don't have any long-term goals with the sponsors or these people who are funding their lifestyles. And so it beats the logic of involving yourself in those cultures. It's not good. This generation should work to get to the position that they work, and they should have those values that lead to the kind of lifestyle that you admire, kind of lifestyle that you want to live. You should work through it. You should be working hard every day to attain the desires that you want in your life, rather than just taking advantage of older people, older women, older men to take you there, because in the long term it will be useless for you.
Behind every smile, there could be a wound. Behind every hookup, there could be consequences. STIs and HIV do not make the headlines anymore, but they haven't disappeared. Over 190,000 youths are living with HIV in Kenya. Most are silent victims of stigma, ignorance, or abuse. Sexual health education is missing. Family planning is feared, and protection is a taboo.
My take when it comes to protection and STDs and STIs, I think this is a personal responsibility. It starts with you. Unajichunga kwanza before you tell your partner nichunge nifanyie. You first have to start by protecting yourself, maybe using contraceptives.
In our society these days, people usually say hatuogopi kitu, tunaogopa mimba. We should also consider there is, apart from getting pregnant, there is also diseases like HIV and STDs, of which they're very chronic. So as much as you are going to engage yourself in sexual intercourse, you should also use protection, because out here there is a lot of many diseases. Family planning, it's really accessible in our society, because people usually go to the chemist, wanna buy meds without any prescription.
When it comes to reproductive health, our young generation, societal values and everything surrounding that has been ruined and tampered with, because the safest ways to approach reproductive health is using the godly values. Uh, like the safest, you should abstain. You should wait till marriage to engage in sex. But these days, nobody is going for the safest, the safest way. Yeah. So you will find majority of our young people, they are active. They are not married, but everybody is active from a very young age. So it's good. The same way they are active, the same way they should seek education around that area. Yeah, they should seek education and use better choices when it comes to reproductive health, like now family planning. One in my line of profession, there's one that is being really abused by young people, and that is emergency contraceptive. Itself, it's called emergency contraceptive, but you find the name emergency has lost its meaning, because it should be used in emergency situations, but you will find the young people are using it regularly, or which is wrong, because it has adverse effects when it comes to your future objectives. Yeah, it should be used on emergency cases and not like every now and then. We have all these risks, but the good thing is that everything is in our hands. In comparison with the elder generation, young people today have a choice.
Social media has connected the world but disconnected our minds. Kenyan youth are addicted, anxious, and constantly comparing. Online, they are stars. Offline, they are broken. Depression, anxiety, online bullying, these are the new diseases of the digital age.
Social media is very addictive, especially. Let me talk on my own first. There was a time I was very addictive to social media. I didn't make any productivity with my life. At a point, like everybody in my family, they were like, "What's wrong with this girl of us?" So social media, especially in these days in our society, it's bringing laziness. Let me say laziness because I've experienced that. Most of our youth are not going to look for employment because there is a lot of things going on social media. Online bullying is an enemy in our society, especially because they are from different background. And then a lot of people, they don't know how to handle online bullying. That may lead to one going into a depression.
Um, the effect that social media has to the health of our young people, they are direct effects and indirect effects. You will find young people, they are now again addicted to social media. We said addiction, it's when you find you can't go a day without getting that thing. Today, we have people who can't go a day without logging into their social media accounts, without going to TikTok, without going to Instagram and Facebook and what have you. Yeah, so there's that addiction that people are not realizing it's an addiction, of which it is harmful to our health. And I said one, it has a direct effect and it has indirect effect. Indirect effect is the basic effect that comes out from you being exposed to screen time. These are blue light. So when you are overly exposed, your eyes, your vision is negatively affected. And most, you will find that majority of our young people, they no longer have the 20/20 vision as comparison to the elder generation, because you will find young people are working from home, they are working on their laptops. And when they want to take a break from working, they go to their phone, they go to social media, to Instagram and stuff. After that, if they want to take a break from social media, if they want to take a break from working on a laptop, they go to watch a movie on TV. All this is screen time, and it affects your eyes and your vision. Another indirect effect is the body posture. How you sit when you're glued, when your eyes are glued to these screens. You will find most of our young people are slouching this way. They are slouching because of of spending most of their time glued on these screens. Those are indirect effects. When we come to direct effects, it's from the consumption of the content we consume from social media. Like I said, mental health is something that is at risk because of what we are consuming from these platforms. You will find majority of our young people, they don't know how to control what they consume. You find one person is following like 1,000 people. So they've not defined the kind of content they want to consume. If you're into cooking, then you should follow people who cook. You should define, a young person should define their interests rather than just consuming anything that is available to them on social media. Another thing is, if you are on social media, as a consumer and not a creator, it means all you're doing on social media, it is wasting your time. Consuming these are not probably maybe even beneficial to you. So I would ask our young people to be on social media as creators as opposed to consumers, to avoid wasting time and also try being productive while on social media. Yeah. When it comes to technology and social media addiction, again, it's a choice. You can choose, you can have routines of how you consume or use your gadgets. Screen time, we have apps that control screen time. You can control yourself, say this particular time I don't touch my phone, I switch off my phone at this particular time, I go to bed at this particular time, creating routines that are healthy. And the most important thing and the most good thing that our young people have is the choice to make better decisions about their health.
They dream of becoming millionaires with only 20 shilling bets. Betting is now a culture, not a crime. Over 7 million young Kenyans today place bets every week. School fees, hustle money, loans, all gambled away. The system has failed them, so they bet against it.
Well, the issue of betting and gambling is very common among the youth. You see, unemployment is really high, and so everyone must look for a way to make money. And so, according to most youths, the easiest money is by betting or gambling. So you find most of these youths wanashinda pale online, kuangalia ni timu gani, ni game gani, wanaekelea, and they end up losing more than even what they gain.
Yeah, najua first of all hata nikaanza na mimi, I was addicted to betting na ilikuwa ina waste a lot of pesa tu kidogo yenye nilikuwa napata. Unapata tu nafikiria betting kila time. Pia marafiki zangu wamekuwa tu addicted na unapata unafanya juu chini tu upate pesa tu uingie betting na ujisaidie.
While we're still in addiction, another aspect that is also very severe in our society is about gambling. And most people are addicted to gambling. In my line of profession, I have encountered some who come with indirect effects of gambling. Because of the frustrations they get after using their little money, hard-earned money, they lose them in gambling, and they can't do without gambling, and they keep losing money time after time. So you find them coming to us for sleeping medication. They can't, their sleep patterns are affected. So you find these people, they are always under stress. Their stress levels are always at high, which is unhealthy. Yeah, so people, when we look at addiction issues, we also need to check the aspect of gambling also. It's something that needs to be checked. Current regulations for gambling, I would say they are not effective, because these days we do not have a legal age where one should own a smartphone. You will find very young people, they have access to smartphone, and they have gadgets that they can get into these platforms and just go ahead and bet. And it's throughout, we don't have a regulated time when one can bet or when one cannot bet. We do not have a regulation of how much one can bet. Yeah, the government is trying by charging very high taxes to these companies, but still I would say they are not effective, as they are not well regulated to what extent a young person or how a young person can access these betting sites.
Climate change has a face and it's young. Hundreds die every year from floods, drought, and famine. When water disappears, so do dreams. When homes flood, so do futures. The young generation is paying the price for the choices they never made.
My name is Christine Omaitha Muraimo. I'm a vibrant youth. Um, so as a climate enthusiast, the reason why I became one in the first place is because I saw how we started losing livestock. People went hungry. Children dropped out of school because again they had to shift from one place to another. So those are some of the issues that drove me to champion for climate actions and also try and bring mitigation and adaptation processes. So the solutions that I feel that are capable is whereby we are able to have processes or other measures where you're championing for clean, healthy water sanitation, whereby we can be able to provide water for these people so that they stop shifting from one place to another. Because as they shift, they're leaving their community, they're leaving their homesteads, they're living where they know, or rather they have grown for the longest time. So another thing is being able to provide drought-resistant crops, because it will help both reduce hunger, the hunger issue, and also be able to motivate or rather enhance productivity for the livestock aspect.
Okay, mi nishaikuwa close na msee mwenye amelead into drug abuse, na basically kenye lead kwa yeye kwa drug abuse ni unemployment.
Yes, I have witnessed drug and substance abuse among my peers, and I would say that all these things, maybe they are caused by things like unemployment, because when you have a lot of free time, the things that you think about, maybe it's having that small dose to keep your mind out of reality. And so drug and substance abuse is a real thing, it's a real issue. Yeah, and I would advise my peers to use minimally, yeah, if you have to. Many youths are turning to drugs because of unemployment, idle time, peer pressure, and I think those are the main reasons that youths abuse drugs. I don't believe there is enough support for those struggling with addiction, because when you look at the cost of treating addiction, it's very high. Talk about the cost of maybe enrolling in a rehab facility. You'll have to spend so much money, and in these economic times, that money is not readily available. And so I don't think there is enough support for addicts.
Substance abuse, I would say, alcohol is at the top of the list. Yeah, but we can't ignore other substances like marijuana and miraa. All these are harmful to our health. But the substance that is being abused currently at an alarming rate is alcohol. But we thank NACADA. NACADA is coming up with a new policy. They have increased the age, legal drinking age in Kenya from 18 to 21. All these are mitigations to help young people to make better decisions when it comes to substance abuse. The most unwanted or adverse effects of substance abuse, one of them is addiction. Yeah, one of them is addiction and negative effects to productivity. You will find most young people are not productive to their paramount version they can be as expected. And when they become addicted to these substances, they are unable to live their lives in the perfect way they should. Rehabilitation centers. First of all, people don't even know whether most people who are in these problems or people who are addicted, they are not even aware of where they can find rehabilitation centers. And once they find, it is very expensive. So it is inaccessible and it's not even achievable. But the good thing is that people can protect themselves from being addicted to these substances. That should be actually the first focus. But when it comes to mitigating the addiction, there are not enough rehabilitation centers and they are also very expensive. The ones that are available, they are very expensive. In focus to youth, I would say most of our youth are not addicted, but they are in the journey of becoming addicts because of the behaviors and the kind of lifestyle they are living. Yeah, but the early signs of addiction is once you find that you can't do life, you can't go on with your daily activities, or you can't perform without substance X. If you need substance X to do your daily things that you're expected to do, then we can conclude that you are addicted to that substance. What families can do? First of all, our young people are observing our behaviors, and most of these behaviors they learn from the elder generation. So as family members or as mentors of this young generation, we need to lead healthy lives, avoid ourselves, we need to avoid alcohol. If it's parents, should avoid bringing alcohol in the house. That's the first thing. But again, when you find your child or young people in your life are already into it, counseling is very important. And when they withdraw, first thing is that they withdraw from other people. They become antisocial and stuff like that. Once you notice it in your young person in the family, it's good to talk about it and also to caution them about substance abuse. Education is very important. Yeah, as families, we need to support them and discuss about these issues without shaming.
I don't feel good when politicians wanatumia mayouth kufanya kitu mbaya kwa mtu, especially uko na business yako, uko na super yako, uko na kampuni yako, uko na gari yako, na unatumiwa watu mayouth wanapatiwa 500 wakuje waharibu biashara yako, na hiyo biashara imechora tena mayouth wengine kama so mbili, inasaidia tena mayouth wengine. Lakini mayouth kama 20 wanakuja wanaharibu hiyo biashara yako, unapata amelipwa na politician, ama kuna UMP fulani na huyu mwingine hawelewani, na wote wako tuseme Nairobi County ama Nyeri County kwa mfano, ama Mombasa County, lakini hawelewani. So unapata mmoja mwenye ako na do kuliko mwingine, ama sababu wote tu wako na do, mmoja anatumia nguvu, instead atumie tu mdomo yake kisiasa, anatumia nguvu ya pesa kudanganya mayouth waende warasule MP mwingine. Hiyo si poa. Majamaa na madem mayouth tunatumika vibaya na politicians. Tafadhali simama kivyako, fanya mambo yako kivyako, focus, achana story ya kuongwa na politician uende ufanye kitu mbaya na baadaye utafungwa peke yako kamiti. Huyo politician, huyo MP, huyo governor, huyo president, whatever, hata kuja kukuona pale. Mamako, babako, sistako, bro wako ndio atakuja na mkate nusu na soda. Tuepuke hizo mambo, tufanyeni kazi.
On the issue of protests and police brutality, I would say that it has become so common, and now we are starting to normalize it, because you see, utapatana na karao pale, amekupiga na hakuna mahali utampeleka. According to them, they have a right, but according to the constitution, it does not allow them for such acts. And so I would really urge the state and the police to tone down. Sisi youth hatuna ubaya, tunatetea mashida zetu.
In my opinion, the young generation is not safe according to me in Kenya, because ukiangalia kama hii mambo imekuwa ikihappen ya police brutality, unaweza kuwa tu kama youth umetoka hapo nje unaenda tu shughuli zako kutafuta hustle yako kidogo kidogo, hapo tu ushutiwe na ulozi wa live, na wengi wetu sisi mayouth ndo tegemeo nyumbani. Alafu kuna ingine unemployment yenye ina lead to vitu kaa drug and substance abuse, vitu kaa sexual for living. Hivyo unapata sasa, like vile mimi na feel kama youth, the young generation is not safe.
Gava yetu tafadhali, kitu tunaweza sema kwa government, mimi niko sure kinipea job itakuwa safe, mambo itakuwa sawa. Sitaingilia wizi, drugs venye nimeongelea, wale wasio kwa idol sana ndio hutumia tu drugs wakisema wanatoa stress, but inaongeza stress. Tupeni job si youth tafadhali. Job yote, youth tuko na nguvu, tufanya job yote kabisa. Job kumeleta ya kazi mtaani ilikuwa inasaidia sana. Pata msi akiamka saa 2 anaingia mboka, anatoka 5, ana yote time ya kutafutana na kwa kwota ama bangi, ama anza kupiga watu ngeta. Akitoka hapo yeye anajua anatoka hapo na 600 yake 700 yake na atashukuru. So create more jobs kwa youth na mambo itakuwa sawa kabisa.
Our young generation is not safe, especially in our current society, simply because of, number one is social media, number two is peer pressure, because of a lot of people are engaging in fake life.
Okay, me safety to me as a young Kenyan in a kuwa na conducive environment of people working. Sema kama tu hakutakuwa na extrajudicial killing, ama abduction, na get hizo vitu zote zikigo juu, at the end of the day watu ni wagani wanafanya hizi vitu? The people in government, the old people bado kuna zile mentality ya Moi era, na get ati sasa ndio tuweze kunyamazisha hawa watu lazima tuwaue, watu silence, umeget. So mimi nadhambia wase hapa nje, safety starts with you. Na kama mayouth tukishikana, tuta bring that safety to us. Tukiamua tu tutoe the old folks waishie, na tuweke hapo mayouth wenye tunajua we are safe, tutasonga mbele na Kenya itakuwa imara.
Some of the concrete actions, this is not only, I think most of the concrete actions need to start from our homes. It trickles down from the country itself, and then to the local government, and then to our community and to our homesteads. So you find the integration of all these stakeholders will bring about the cohesion and also a conducive environment. And by this I mean it will create platforms for employment, it will create platforms whereby the youth can be able to advocate themselves, or rather share what it is in their hearts. It will also create inclusion for them. You find that they'll be part and parcel of each and every journey that is being undertaken. And this also cut across to the policy people, the policy makers. Now, you find that most of the policies that were created initially, there was no inclusion of the youth, because they were in the bracket of children by then. That these are young people who are yet to be mentored, who are yet to be taken for, also taught. But now we are at a space whereby the youth is someone who is very important, considering 70% of the people in our country are youth. So they're the people who drive change, they're the people who push forth agendas, and by hence they're supposed to incorporate them during the policy process, so that now by the time the policy is being developed, or rather it's being made into a law, or it's being made into a law, there is that inclusion for them. There is a home and there is a safe space for them. And also, it also cuts across allowing them to be the people they are. Let them make mistakes and also guide them.
In my opinion about safety to our young generation, I would say the young generation is not safe, because most of the things, the environmental factors and the current lifestyles are nothing is working to their advantage. Yeah. So you'll find, in comparison with the older generation, you'll find today's generation is at risk of getting health issues, unlike in the past. Because we'll say these are microwave generation, like everything is being provided for them instantly. The technology has got instant solutions in their lives. They are not forced. If, like, for example, if you want to cook, you don't need to go down the hill to fetch water. You have a running water in your house. If you want fuel, you don't need to go to the forest to fetch firewood. And so these days, everything is provided at our doorstep, which is a health risk to this generation. And if they are not deliberate in exercising their bodies, if they are not deliberate in getting outside the house, then every factor is working against their health. Yeah, I have hope. There is hope for this generation, because despite the factors not working to their advantage, they have been presented with a powerful choice, which is a powerful thing, which is choice. Yeah, so even if water is running in your house, in your taps, or you can order food, you can have cooking gas delivered to your doorstep, you can have shopping delivered to your doorstep, you have a choice to go get it. You have a choice to go out and exercise your body. You have a choice to switch off your mobile phone. So having a choice is a powerful thing, and there is hope, because once we continue encouraging our young people and educating them, they can make better choices in regards to improving their health, and in regards to engaging in good healthy habits in their daily routines and in their everyday activities. So there is hope.
The young person watching this documentary and you feel hopeless, I would like to tell you that as long as you have life, you can overcome anything. And so just because you cannot see the next step, it does not mean that it is not there. You just have to be brave enough to take that step. Hata kama ujui kile ita happen next, we just move on with life. Mambo itajipanga. Yeah.